Welcome to Feminized. It's time for a show that turns the spotlight on the powerful women shaping cannabis culture. The cannabis industry is on fire and women are sparking it up. If you like the show, please subscribe. You can also subscribe to the Feminized podcast with Liz Grow on YouTube and Instagram. The future is feminized.
Hey sis.
You're now listening to the Feminized podcast. So honored to welcome you two here on the Feminized podcast. We've got Bailey Weickum of Redeemer Small Batch and Miss Jae Graham-Anciso of MARY JAE. Yes,
Heyo.
Welcome to Feminized.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Jae.
Thank you.
Yes, you're my first repeat guest. Yes.
I love you. Thank you. Yeah, she is.
Yes.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, there's just too much wisdom here. But, I asked you two to be on the show with me to celebrate Pride. To celebrate Pride Month, to elevate voices of the LGBTQ community in cannabis, and to really just sit back and learn from you two amazing cannabisses who are leaders in both the cannabis space and the LGBT community in Austin. So thank you guys for being here.
Thank you, Liz. That's kind. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why don't we just kick it right off? So Bailey, let's start with you.
Sounds good.
I want to hear your story. I want to hear all about you and your experience.
All about me.
Yes,
sure.
all about you.
For my personal life, when we're talking about cannabis, which is why we're here.
Yeah.
In general, I think as queer people, I don't think this is just true, but we experience PTSD, depression, anxiety at higher rates. And so I think intrinsically, we have a much deeper connection to this plant collectively, that we really feel kindred and with our experiences that we have with this plant. And personally, I experienced coming out late in life, and it sort of coincided with my journey with cannabis. And when I kind of take time to reflect and look back on that journey, as I became more of the person that I felt like I was in here, my connection to cannabis also grew, and it helped me become more comfortable in my skin. And that's truly what is motivating me to share this with others. That experience with cannabis has helped me grow, and I see that as such a benefit. We struggle with all kinds of issues. Mental health is a big one, due to lots of outside pressures and in internal pressures too.
Sure.
And so for me, that's been sort of my trajectory with the cannabis, I sort of like coming together and helping me become fully realized.
That's beautiful. So it's just fully a part, of who you are. And how you evolved, really. I mean, and it's no surprise, I think, that you put your whole self into your product. You can truly see that. Yeah,
and my partner, Jonna, I have watched her struggle. We all struggle with anxiety and those kind of things, and watching how this plant has also helped her. It's really cool to watch somebody use cannabis over an extended period of time as medicine and see how much they can grow and they can expand when life can feel like it has you so sort of just like held down. It's a truly amazing thing to watch.
It really is, to watch that transformation, not only feel it within yourself, but share that, with a partner. Right. I can definitely relate to that, with just Patrick and our our path with cannabis. It's a beautiful thing. But so when did you guys decide, before we go to Jae and her story? We're always together just like chatting. Now I feel like I'm the hostess, right? But before we hear from Jae, the queen, the cannabis queen, I want to know, when did you and Jonna decide to go all in with your dreams and pursue Redeemer Small Batch full force?
Yeah. So my family had been growing hemp for a while, and when my grandfather fell ill, my family, for the first time in a long time, we were all together for his memorial. You know, we all we're scattered across the U.S., and so we were all together. And my uncle had been growing hemp for a while at that point, and he shared it with us. And I grew up in Colorado. Cannabis was always around, so it never felt like this thing I needed to like invest time in, because it was there and you did it, and that was kind of it, you know. And then he gave us some cannabis oil and some capsules, or some hemp oil and capsules, CBD, and we tried them. And my first experience was with how much it changed my sleep. It was incredible. Yes. And then I was like, what's going on here? Because I had been so involved in, obviously aware of cannabis and THC, and so I had never really looked into the other cannabinoids. And then when I started feeling the way that I did and how much better I felt, not just sleep, but just like the sort of, I like to say that it takes the edges off of your life, the hard edges. And I started having that internal feeling, and then I started researching and learning about it. And my uncle, you know, he has a whole farm. They have an 80-acre farm in Colorado. And he was like, you know, we don't have the bandwidth, right, to do the retail side of things. But if that's something that you want to do, here's the product, right? Here's the product. And obviously I go and I learn. I don't like to say that I help, because they do it 12 months of the year. No, you don't wear like hours a day. You know, overalls and get out there. I show up. No, yeah, exactly. I show up you look cute. in my overalls, and like you do it for the gram. But they right. And so I like to say that when I'm there, I'm learning, because my uncle is just so skilled, and my family's been in agriculture for a really long time. The plants change, but the passion and what gets transferred from generation to generation in farming, right. That's truly unique. And that's such a huge part of why our product is so unique. And so yeah, it's a family. We have a vertically integrated family business, which is also really fun and cool. Wow. But it's been a great trajectory. So we both, like I said, at that time when my grandpa was sick, we had our first sort of experience with non-psychoactive cannabinoids, and both were like, wow, this is life-changing. And the opportunity was there to learn more and to get more involved. And we ran with it because we experienced such dramatic changes and wanted to share that, particularly with our community. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I love it. I love that story so much. And it is true. It feels like every bit of heart and soul is put into your products, from the packaging to the copy, to the pop-up events. I mean, it's like awesome. Thank you. Awesome. You guys you kill it. So thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you for doing that for the cannabis community, for sure. All right. Mary Jae, knock. Miss Jae. What's up? Jae. I would be honored to hear your story again. How, Definitely. You found cannabis, how cannabis found you, and why you decided to become a leader in the cannabis space and start Mary Jae.
Thank you, Liz. And I just want to say, Bailey, I fucking love you, and I am so honored and proud to carry your products in our shop. Definitely. Oh, thank you, Jae. Like, everything you stand for, you alone, you guys as partners, you as a brand, I just respect and love so much. So thank you for being you, and thank you for what you do. Hell yeah. Yes. So thank you. And Liz, thank you for having us here today. This is really special. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah. It's like fun. The highlight to the end of my day. I'm like, oh, my girls.
I know, we do. It's so funny.
Feeling giddy.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah, feeling giddy.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, you guys know my story. It starts with my dad. I mean, he's my angel, my best friend, my love. I mean, everything in one. And he, was diagnosed with cancer and cirrhosis of the liver. And I was his caretaker. And I continuously asked him if I could show him cannabis because it helped me with my pain relief. And he was like, no, you shouldn't be doing that. And one day, he was at his probably lowest. And he was so weak, he could barely eat. He was falling every other day. We were going to the hospital, I feel like at least 4 times a week, to treat all his bruises and cuts that he would get from falling. And one day I was like, Dad, please. He said, you know what? I'm dying and I feel it, so let's do it. And we rolled a joint, me and my brother, and we sat down in his room and we showed him how to smoke it, how to light it, and how to inhale. And You can hold it if you like, or you can let it go. So he did. He hit it a few times, and he started looking dizzy, and I was like, oh my gosh, y'all. And he was on a lot of medication, so I didn't know how that mixed with it. I'm not a doctor. And I laid him down because he's like, I don't feel well, and I didn't want to have to take him to the hospital and try to explain that. So 20 minutes later, I came back and checked on him, and I'll never forget his cute little face. He was sleeping so sound and snoring, and I said, Dad, how are you feeling? Honey, can we get some Sonic slushes and some chili cheese dogs and tacos and fuck, I think he said ramen. Like, there was some random shit coming out of his mouth. He said canned tamales. I said, what the hell is a canned tamale? This motherfucker, he pulled some shit out. There is such things called canned tamales. I went and looked. HEB has them. I was surprised.
That is so cute. Oh, I
only
love
HEB would have that.
You already know. And so I brought him back everything he wanted, and I said, Dad, do you want to smoke again? Sometimes we smoke before we eat and after. You don't have to, but we do a lot of times. And he said, yeah. I said, this time we're going to have a bong. So we loaded the bong, and he said, I like this. And so he lit it, and he loved the bubbles, and he thought it was just so fun. Yeah. And we created a monster with him. He literally gained weight. The doctors were curious, asking what happened,
He's
what's
like,
going
canned
on.
Tamales.
You know what I'm saying? Weed and canned tamales. This motherfucker done had a turn around. Like, it was this plant is so amazing what it did for him. And I truly believe my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer and cirrhosis of the liver around the same time. And she died, way before him, and she was not open to it. And I truly believe that this plant gave him extra life and gave him extra time to spend with us, that we got to enjoy the plant together and have these memories, and then take those memories and take that. His dying word was literally, he grabbed my arm and he said, number one, I can die happy now that I know that you're with Frances and her family, because I know that they're going to take care of you, and they are amazing people, and she truly loves you. Number two, you promise you'll share cannabis with people like me. I said, how am I going to share weed with people like you? And he's like, I don't care, but you promise. At least start with your parents' friends, their grandparents, everybody, my friends, like that. And I said, okay, I promise. And so when he passed, Francisca said, I think you should sell your house and help people like him. You're already in the industry buying for 16 stores. Do it for you and quit doing it for the white man, and do it for your dad. And so I did. We did. We sold the house, everything in it, traveled for a year, and Mary Jae was born. And here we are celebrating almost 5 years in October. So
yes, baby. Yes, baby. Oh, yes. You already know.
Am I going to start to be like that woman who's like, I gauge my age by the number of anniversary parties that I go to? Mary Jae! Because I'm getting pretty wise.
I love it.
Oh my God.
No, I feel so blessed to still be here and be open. I mean, number one, female owned, right? LGBTQ plus. I mean, we're of color, we're plus size, we don't look normal. I mean, what is normal, right? But
perfection, Jae.
People get it.
Perfection.
They go, I love you. People vibe with us. They get it. And I hope they know that I love them and I want to take care of them. And that's why I'm here. And I truly believe that's my purpose on earth. Y'all, I was adopted. Yes. And I truly believe I was adopted to Larry and Jan to take care of them. Right? I gave them the best love. They gave me life. So in return, I was going to give them mine and take care of them. I promised them I would never put you in an old folks home. I'll take care of you till the end. Yes. And I did for both of them. And so I truly believe after that, I felt lost and depressed with my dad being gone. But I also felt like this piece inside of me was missing. I wasn't taking care of anybody. And that's what I'm used to. And that's what truly brings me joy. Like giving people things, helping them, like smoking with them. I love bringing people joy. Yes. It really, really warms my heart, and it just like makes me full. And so I get to do that on a daily.
Yes,
like
Queen.
On a daily.
To all new walks of life.
Yes.
So
because they feel
grateful.
safe for coming. One of the taglines is it's the most inclusive dispensary in Austin. There's no doubt. You create a safe space for so many people, so many types of people. Sexual orientation, not even withstanding. It's like there's
I love everyone.
The nervous person, the grandma loves your dispensary because she can be welcome and look at beautiful things and feel right at home.
Yeah.
And honestly,
there's no question.
The elderly are my people, so when they come in, it gets me so excited, and I give everybody all my time and attention. But when they come in, I really, really take my time with them, and I do tell them my story, and it does open them up to the idea of like, okay. And then they see his picture in the store, and they're like, wow. And I'm like, yeah, there is options. So to be able to provide that space
is the best.
Yeah.
Yes. So Bailey, I'm thinking about Jae's shop and the brand that Mary Jae is building. Knowing that you're a part of that, your brand, Redeemer Small Batch, is one of the few brands in Mary Jae. I mean, she's a highly curated selection. So what is it about your? Yeah. But what is it about Redeemer Small Batch? I mean, I know why you guys belong there for sure, but what is it about Redeemer Small Batch, in your words, that, makes Mary Jae a great home for it?
Well, first let me say, Jae, we are so grateful to be a part of what you're doing, because the love that you feel when you come into Mary Jae, hearing your story from your mouth is truly just like, it makes you feel like welling of emotion. And it's the same experience that you have just in the store. You walk in and you give so much and have so much love for this plant, and want to make sure that every human that leaves there leaves with exactly what they need. And that's so rare in a retailing experience, in a retailing environment, to feel so much love in a space. And for me, that we started this brand in 2020. Mary Jae is light years ahead of where we are. But we have always looked to Jae and Francesca about what they are doing, and they have always sort of been that sort of beacon for us, because I think one of the negatives of being a queer-owned brand in this space is that it's a predominantly white male-dominated arena right now. Now, obviously that's shifting. There's lots of LQBTQIA and women-owned brands popping up every day, but it can feel really lonely as a queer brand in this space. And, we were very lucky that Mary Jae is right there in our community, and it was from the very beginning that space for us. And so we always felt comfortable in there. Jae always gave me her time, which, when you're as busy as Jae is and Francesca are, having any amount of FaceTime with them where they genuinely are giving you their time, it's invaluable. And, we built a tremendous friendship just through slowly spending time together in the shop. And for us getting to have our product in Mary Jae, it's truly the pinnacle of the type of space where we feel like we belong, not just because our brands, I feel like, are matched, but also because we feel so kindred with Mary Jae and what they represent. And it's truly a dream. It's a dream place to have your product stocked. And we feel honored. I mean, honored. Every time I see it in there, I feel like get emotional, seeing it in there, just, it feels tremendous. So, obviously so many thanks to Francesca for taking a chance on a small brand that's local and helping us grow too. It's special. And
I want to know about Redeemer. I want to know, I love it. I love that so much. And all of that love is so beautiful. Now, as a customer, I'm walking in and I see this brand that I'm immediately drawn to. There's something, and I've talked to you about this in the past, there's just something about how you guys word things and how you package things and the font that you use and the pictures you use. Can you just talk me through like that?
I will do my best. I can take so little credit for that aspect of our brand. My partner, Jonna, who unfortunately isn't sitting with us tonight, she has created the brand identity, and she put so much of herself. Jonna by trade is a copywriter, and through Redeemer has truly taught herself to be a graphic designer.
Jonna did so much of our branding and to create the way that it looks, selected all that stuff. And, we named it Redeemer because we're taking back this plant. Yes. And we're taking back, giving it to the people who need it, because it's been kept from us for a really long time. And also people who are using it are getting their life back in a lot of ways. And so Redeemer has kind of a double meaning there, but that's kind of where the name comes from and what it represents. And small batch is not about the farm. Everybody's like, your farm's huge. We're like, yes, the farm is big, but the way that we process is in very small batches. And that's why small batches in the name. But when it comes to our packaging and things, we are very focused on sustainability in all places where we can. We use zero plastic. Our capsules are in biodegradable packaging. And we're always trying to move that forward. We're working on a hemp paper box right now for single pre-rolls, which is exciting. Yeah, so which is exciting. So we're really trying to move it forward and incorporate hemp, obviously, as we can.
Yeah, you know, that's, you guys do what you say you're going to do. And when I say you, I mean a hemp brand, because all hemp brands are out there talking about the what hemp can do for us, right? They're all out there like beating that drum. But then when you do a little research, they're using a lot of plastics. They're not using any hemp. They don't even have a hemp t-shirt for apparel as a start. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that it's like you kind of have to question. Like, I don't maybe trust you as a brand because there's just a disalignment there. But with Redeemer, there never has been. And I noticed that from the beginning because I'm a fucking discerning consumer, you know?
Which is what we hope everyone is, especially when it comes to cannabis, and not just in the brands that you're choosing or where you're deciding your dollars have the most value for yourself, but also because you are putting this into your body, and it's really important that you are taking the time to make sure that the brands and the products that you're choosing are good for you.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of stuff out there that just truly isn't, and it's important. And we're very transparent about our processing and where it comes from and all of that, because the consumer ultimately deserves every amount of knowledge that you can give to them, so that they can make the best decision. And if they choose your brand, great. If they don't, that's fine too, but they deserve that information.
Right. I love that. Oh my God. Even before I met you, I don't even know if I told you this story. I was running by the printers to pick something up, and they had just printed some Redeemer brochures. And I was like, ooh, what is this? It was right before the first Taste for Texas.
The one that say how to CBD, which is just like, that's funny. Of course you would like zoom in on that.
I need to know. You know, I joke about it, but it's true. CBD is my everything. I could not live without CBD. THC, it would suck. Oh my God, it would suck. But I'd be okay. Like, CBD is just like, when you said it like rounds things out, I'm like, yes. Because I can, running a business.
Our first CBD experience was Mary Jae.
Yes.
And Jae told us, what is it called? It starts with an E, Jae. It starts
Elmar.
with Elmar. Yes. Jonna was experiencing some anxiety that we just couldn't manage in the moment. And we came in, and that was our first experience with like a true, non-psychoactive. And from that moment on, not only were we hooked on the non-psychoactives like CBD, but also just hooked on Mary Jae,
Yes. And here we are changing the world, plant by plant. But
I feel honored to be on the panel with the two of you. You're tremendously big in the space, and I'm just happy to be here with y'all. I love you both very much.
Love you. Excited about the work.
Love you both.
Yeah, I'm really excited about, the work to come, whether it's individually or together. I mean, this is just like, it's really a beautiful thing being able to just combine forces and power and get the message out there. As you said, Bailey, whether you buy Redeemer or not, you should have all the information, know. So here, I have a question for you lovely, lovely ladies. There's a lot of talk about, support, and especially, in June where, it's Pride and it's great. And it's very, very commercial, and who doesn't love a rainbow? But it's also like, but if you're really, it's just talking about it sometimes feels icky when you're like a heart sister with somebody, when you're friends with somebody. It's like, we talk about what we talk about. We are who we are. And you don't want to reduce somebody down to, okay, well, you can speak for, the queer space, so I certainly don't want you to ever think that that's a role that I'm putting you in, but I guess I'm humbly asking, a lot of people talk about supporting, LGBT rights, and there's just a lot of talk about it, and there's a lot of activity around it, You know, what does it look like in your view, in your specific worldview? What the fuck does that look like when somebody's like, yeah, that's somebody who's fucking down, somebody who's supporting, doing what they can? I don't know.
Go ahead, Jae.
Jae?
Yeah. Man, it feels like the world I live in. Are you kidding me? I am only surround myself around people that love everyone. Yeah,
Yes.
I am LGBTQ plus. That's a part of me, but there's more than that. You know what I mean? And that's a special part of me. And you should love that part of me, just like you should love every other part of me. And so, I love the support. You know what I mean? My dad was a huge support. He knew I was gay before I was gay, y'all.
Wow.
No lie. I mean, I don't think a lot of people know this. I was married straight out of high school to a man and living that life for quite a while. And something inside of me, I just knew it wasn't right, and I didn't feel whole. I didn't feel complete. And I remember going to my dad and telling him, I just don't feel right. Like, I feel like I'll be missing out on life. Something's missing. And he said, honey, I've been waiting for you to figure this out your whole life. I said, you've known? He said, you have to live your life experiences how you're going to live them. You can't let anybody tell you how to live or what to do or how to feel. And I didn't even know gay was an option because that wasn't something I was taught or like we learned around us. My parents were swingers and very open about it. And I just thought you loved everyone. I didn't think it was like two girls or two guys or whatever. Right. I was just like, oh, everybody loves everybody. And I love it. You know what I mean? And so I came out just like you at an older age, honestly. And then I found Francis.
Your world opened up.
I mean? And it's just like, I found Francis and I was like, this is what the fuck it's supposed to feel like. When you think of love and like a whole and just everything, we are one. We are literally like the most badass fucking just one. Like, she gets me, I get her. There's no question. Like, it's the most beautiful love ever. And I'm down for the rest of my life. And so it's just beautiful. And I surround myself with those people. Her parents are supportive. Like, we are very, very blessed to have just an amazing group around us that's so supportive. And when we have people come into the shop that may not know that's a part of us, you know, they see the flag when they walk in, they're like, right? And then I hear that my story, and they're like, yes, my partner. And they're like, oh, like business partner. I said, no, my partner, she's my fiance. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, you're nice. Like, this is cool. And they're like open. I'm like, yeah,
nice.
What would you think? You know, what would you think?
You're
and
nice.
So
you don't
it's
have
nice
scales.
to be able, it's crazy, you know, and
it's beautiful.
You're not trying to give me that gay. I'm like, stop. You know what I mean? I surround myself with the people that think and love like me. And I feel like that same thing at the shop. Those people come in and surround themselves with the love too. It's only been love. We've never had any kind of, like pushback or anybody try to give us any kind of hell or say anything like wrong to us or any of our employees or any of our customers. And if that ever happened, they would get kicked the fuck out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Don't let me know, okay? Because I'll get in my car, I will drive.
You already know. I'll kick your... Francis will come to the back and pick your ass up and take you out to the fucking front herself.
I will help her bury the body, okay? Yes, you heard right here. So, okay.
Yeah, no, I love this.
Edit that out. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you know, that's what it's just about, you know, being a good fucking human being, you know, and showing, just showing up, and being a good fucking human being. And I think what I could add to, you know, what does support look like just to get the conversation where I want it to go. Yeah, I'll go buy some stuff from LGBTQIA plus businesses. It's easy to do, okay? I'm gonna this episode is coming out on 6/30, okay, the last day of Pride. If you really want to show out, if you really want to just do it for your friends, if you have if you've posted, buy something.
Yes. And that's another thing I want to add. There is, just like with Bailey, you don't just get into my shop on my shelves. There is a long process to that. And even to get to that process, you have to hit one of my marks. And that is female-owned, queer-owned, family-owned, you know, of color. You have to hit one of those. If all of them, you're a unicorn. But you have to hit one of those. And I feel so grateful to have that platform to be able to support my people and put them on the shelves and be able to just show the world their beautiful art. So...
Yeah, I mean, to add to that, Jae, like, you know, I the LGBTQIA community is resilient, and they're loyal, and they're undyingly supportive. And I think that that's something that is so felt in your shop. You know, I until we started this business, I did not understand what that word meant, community. I did not understand it. Coming out late in life, you miss that party sort of cycle, and that happens a lot with gay women, you know. But starting Redeemer Small Batch truly opened up our connection to our community, and we have never felt more supported. And I think when we're talking about support, when you're talking about like within the community, that's not a problem, right? So we're talking about allyship when we're talking about this. And when it comes to allyship, the most important thing that you can do is share stories, right? Jae's story is incredibly powerful and moving. And when you look at Jae and her shop and what she's doing and the way that being in there makes you feel, it is irrelevant that they are these two undyingly beautiful gay women. That is not what is making you feel that way. It's them as individuals, and sharing that is so important. And I'm getting emotional, Jae, because I feel so connected to you, because I had a different growing up experience than you. I came from a place that was very small-minded within my family, within my larger community, and I had to leave to come into being the person that I felt like I was. And truly, you know, I had been in relationships and those kind of things, but it wasn't until I met Jana, same sort of experience, that like I started to want those, I don't like the idea of like heteronormativity, but those things for myself, right? I wanted long-term relationship. I wanted my family involved in my life. I started to want these things, and then I started to push back, and I never felt supported to do that without Jana, to push back and work with my family to open up conversation and move it forward. And now, like, my family is amazing, but I didn't have that in the beginning. I had a beautiful friend group who supported me, you know, but that was something that we grew as a family. And so it feels very, very special to me that, you know, like, it was something that I worked for. And as a LGBTQIA person, we all suffer trauma from internal pressures, from external pressures. And I think the most important thing as an ally that you can do is try to empathize with a walk that is not your own, because that's all any of us can do. But I think that when you've experienced things like that, you're more empathetic. And it doesn't mean that if you haven't, you can't be, but empathizing with stories like Jae's are really important. And that's what should be spreading, is the empathy, because ultimately that's it, right? If you can empathize with others, there's really no disconnect. And when you feel scared of that, that's where there's disconnect. And buying things is great, but truly putting in the time to understand others is where the work really is. And that's true not just for queer people, that's true for all marginalized groups.
Yes.
And you know,
well said. Damn it.
I think it's time for a smoke break. Hello. What? Because we are gonna, you girls, just because if there's the two of you, doesn't mean you're exempt from the Feminized 3. All right. Yeah. I ask my guests the same 3 questions every podcast. Because I'm not that creative. No, I'm just kidding. No, because I really want to know. Okay, I really want to know. Tell me who's in your dream smoke circle. 3 people, dead or alive. Take your time. Go when the spirit moves you.
Oh. Damn it.
Oh, no.
I say Rihanna and Beyonce, because I know they both smoke and they some bad bitches. I'm trying to get some of that energy.
Love that. Oh, yeah. Love that. But you get one more.
Oh, yeah, 3 was me. Sorry. Let's see the third one. That's hard.
yeah.
That's really hard.
It's difficult. Okay.
Maybe your dad?
La ganja a la stranja.
Whoa.
La ganja. Yes.
Laganja.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yes, Lady Laganja. I fucking
That's
love
some
that
bad
smoke
bitch
circle.
energy in that room.
Hell yeah.
I'd take Lily Tomlin.
Ooh.
Great
Good
one. Great one,
Oh,
Bailey. So
got
funny.
to.
So funny.
That would be really fun.
Oh.
That would be really fun. I think Dolly Parton would be a hell of a time.
Ooh.
That's another one.
Dolly would be phenomenal.
She a bad bitch too.
Yes,
Oh
she
yeah,
is.
and just funny and talented and just
Yes.
that she already has a quick wit. Can you even imagine? Just
God.
the goodness of that.
No, she's incredible. Well, I have to say, because it is my fantasy game, I'm gonna like add a new twist to it tonight. So normally I would get to go anyway to be in your fantasy smoke circle, but now I'm gonna bring 2 friends with me. And so my first friend is Miley Cyrus. She's coming to the smoke circle, so that's gonna be fun. Thank you. And the second one is gonna have to be Gandhi.
Oh.
Mahatma Gandhi. I want that energy
Yeah.
anchor. I think we all need that energy anchor. I think there's a lot of bad bitch energy going on there.
Yes.
But
yeah, that's good.
Let's just.
Can we be in the room with all of them?
Yes. We can.
Out there to the universe.
That's a big circle. Jay's gonna have to roll us some fat ones.
I got you.
Yes.
I got you.
I love it. Oh my God, Jay's ones are the best. Okay, so question number two. What other woman in the cannabis space is inspiring you right now?
I mean, I'm looking at her, but I'll come up with.
I'm looking at both of them.
Hey, well, you know what? You shout out somebody that you've like just recognized lately. Like, wow, okay, it's a she. You know, I still sometimes have that feeling when I'm looking at brands and doing research and a dispensary talking about brands. It's like, oh, it's a she. Like, cool. Yes. That's really interesting. I didn't know that. You know, and so I'm trying.
I don't know their names, actually, but. Y'all ever heard of Sondertime, the brand?
Yes.
Out of California, they make cannabis pop rocks.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm obsessed with their brand, everything that they're about, and I'd just love to spend some time with them. I think that they're doing really cool things.
Nice.
I love that.
Okay, love that shout out. All right. What about you, Miss Jae?
Someone really special to me who's really taken me under her wing and just like shown me so much love and shown Mary Jae so much love, and she is part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Tokativity, Miss Lisa, she runs Tokativity and out of Oregon, and she is just taking me under her wing, like I said, and just gives us so much support and shout outs and always is including me. And she's like, I know you're in Texas, but you're just doing big things and people have to know. And she's even given me her personal number and is like, call me when you're down and you feel like you don't have anyone. Bailey, just like you said, it's lonely. She's there, and she gave me her number to call anytime. And it's like so special because we haven't even met, and I can't wait for the moment we do meet. That energy is going to be crazy. But yeah, Lisa, she's amazing.
Oh my God, I love that. I can feel that energy. I have got to have both of these ladies on Feminized because it's like mycelium, right? It's just like we got to keep talking, and if maybe I just make it my job just to like talk into like, okay, here we go, we're gonna patch you in because we got something to say, because we got to keep the information going and we have to keep supporting each other. You know, I think when we are connected, that's when we support each other. When we drift apart is when we, you know, I mean, we get isolated and it sucks, and we start to get in our own heads. Yeah,
I agree.
Okay, so last question number 3. Okay, Bailey, I'm gonna start with you. What advice do you have for 13-year-old Bailey?
Oh, well, I should have paid more attention to this part of the podcast. Should have like paid attention that this was something that was happening on every episode and not just like being like, oh, this is fun.
Okay. There's a little jewel at the end for sure.
Yeah, no. 13-year-old Bailey was, an athlete and, fun-loving, but it may be a little internally lost, you know?
Yeah.
but I think for young people, it's really important to know that you are going to find the people that unlock you, and that those people are out there, and that if you just continue on your path, that you're gonna find those people that truly unlock you and help you to grow into the person that you're destined to be. And yeah,
I love that.
Maybe Bae, that's my thing for you.
I love that. I love that. Just trust, because those people are going to be there. Those keys to unlock it.
Exactly.
Very cool. All right, Miss Jae Graham.
What would I tell 13-year-old little me?
13-year-old Jae Graham.
Life's hard. Life's really hard, but stay strong. Continue to love. Continue to stay true to yourself, and you're gonna be all right. Everything is gonna be all right.
You're more than all right, Jae.
Yeah,
yes.
Totally. That's what I would tell her.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I feel that.
Oh, that got me emotional. Thank you for that one.
Thank you for that one. Yeah, I mean, it's a question that I want to ask myself, and so naturally I'm going to ask my girlfriends. Okay. I want to know, I want to know. It's just such a, we work so hard. We're so committed to so many things. We're so, we're high achievers. We're hard on ourselves, all that stuff, just like thinking about how you would even nurture your 13-year-old self is just a crazy thought, I think. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I need that now. But it's like, actually, no. We've been like developed into this person that we are today, and you can see those threads. I think when you're 13, like that's
some inner child work right there. That's hard stuff.
Looking back, I think, especially as a person who comes out later in life, when you look back at 13, 16, 18, 22, you're like, oh yeah, no, I can see it the whole time. I just didn't know, like Jae was talking about, where you grow up and you don't have the words for the visual of what else there is.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it's pretty to look back on a life from that perspective.
Jesus, yeah. I mean, I can only imagine, I think, being, just even questioning or knowing that, you're queer at that time. For me, it was like, I feel like the weirdest fucking person on the planet, and I'm hacking through this jungle with machete, but on the outside, like, it's all perfect, and you better fucking keep it perfect. Because there's nothing wrong. But there's everything wrong. There's nothing that you could like diagnose, but it was just like, holy fuck. Like that was like the feeling, at 13, and you're just so close, but you don't like zoom out and see where the jungle is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have that insight. I felt like I didn't have any insight as a teen.
Well, at 13, you can't even articulate basic things, and hormones raging, and you have no real control. And it's easy to feel out of control as a teenager. That's for sure. And a lot of it is not even due to anything that you have control over.
Right. Well, good to know that we have all the control now, right, ladies?
Yeah.
Right?
Full control.
Yeah, full control. Full tilt. Okay, so what is next for each of you and each of your brands? Tell people where they can find you and what's next.
Go ahead, Jae.
Oh, thank you. You guys can find me or find us at Shop Mary Jae on Instagram, our only Instagram left because they hate us. You can find us at 2110 South Lamar, right there in South Lamar. We have just redone the whole front of our shop, so definitely come see us. I can't wait for everybody to see my pink leaves that are up. I've been wanting these for the last 5 years, and people are like, Texas isn't ready for you to put pink leaves on the building. And I said, they are. So I finally got them, and they are there. So come by and see me.
Oh, my God.
You can find us online, maryjae.com, maryjaecannabis.com for all your THC needs. But come see me in person. I love you guys.
Oh, God. Love you. Love you, Jae. All right, Bae.
Yes, go see Jae in person. It is a tremendous experience. Yes, I am one portion of Redeemer Small Batch. You can find us at Redeemer Small Batch on Instagram. We have a website, redeemersmallbatch.com, where we have all of our products. We also carry some fun collaborations that we do with some other groups in our local community, which is fun. So those things are always kind of shifting. We're working on something right now with Temazcal, which should be launching in a couple of weeks, which will be very fun. We've been hard at work on some fresh products for everyone. So we're really excited for summer, end of summer and beginning of fall, because we have some really fun things coming up, which I can't fully disclose here, but they're going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
You can find us in those places. We have a great subscription service if you need your medicine every day. And you can always DM us on Instagram to chat. So
yes, big farm, small batches. Okay, yeah. You can fulfill the everyday medicine need, because I tell you, those capsules are literally life-saving if you've had too much to drink, like straight up, or if you've had anything to drink, really. I feel like they're liver cleaners in some way. This CBG capsules.
They do wonders for a hangover.
So good. I'm never hungover though. I'm in control. No, my ladies, thank you so much for joining. You are both blessings to this industry, but also to me personally. You know, not a lot of people in our lives take such good care of us like you two do. And I think you both know what I'm talking about. You know, just there's a really beautiful emotional connection and a loyalty that the two of you are just, we know we're in this forever. We're ride or die. And that feels really good, you know, because it is lonely out there. So
you already know, ride or die, baby.
So yeah, ride or die. So let's do this again, okay? I definitely want to do this again.
Thank you so much. Yes. The love is mutual, and I feel so honored to have been here in this little Zoom bubble with the two of you for an hour tonight. It's been amazing. So thank you so much.
If you'd like more, subscribe to the Feminized podcast on YouTube.
Thank you so much.
Follow at Feminized with Liz Rowe on Instagram.
Bye.
Special thanks to our sponsors Moose Labs and Richard's Rainwater. The Feminized Podcast is a Grow House Media production, created by Liz Rowe, produced by Patrick Pope and Dennis Ray, with original theme music and audio mixing by Q at Q to King Productions in New Braunfels, Texas.